some housekeeping that I'm going to share with you also. If you would silence your cell phone, this is being videotaped, and you can see portions of this program on YouTube. In the next few days, I'll take parts of this program and tomorrow's program, and there'll be one collection, one program put together for both days. So you'll be able to see that on YouTube. Go to our O.H. Anderson website, and you'll be able to see all of the YouTube videos we have through the year. If you get a chance to see Paul Peltier at some point, he's trying to hold Fayed in the lunchroom as lunch has been going on because his teaching space is being consumed by a lot of music stuff. So when you see him, a big thank you as well to Roy Anderson, our chief custodian, making this gymnasium into a stage area. Really appreciate their help. In some places, recorded music is what kids sing along with, and we're lucky to have live musicians that are so talented that are making. Wasn't that beautiful music as you came in? Isn't that incredible? And these three have raised their lives, doing video editing and production. He has stepped away from a major project this week and next to be with us, playing that big doghouse. Thank you so much, Steve Goranson on the bass. Years ago, that her son and daughter both played string instruments so well and made music in this space, now moving on into the secondary. But she stepped away from her teaching and her work to be with us today. Plays beautifully from ear. No music in front of her, all by ear. Benita Gemechu. Thank you. And it's not Kirsten Bowens or Brett Smith that's in charge of this space and what's happening musically today. It's my wife, Jody McCormick, at the piano. Thank you for all that you do. We need to have buses in this space as well as cars moving through in the front of the school. So as you leave today, by 3:10, it will be important that the cars are free from this space and here as well so that we can have traffic flow that's working well. At the end of the program, if you're wanting to connect with one of our student performers, one adult back in the classroom can make that connection so that you can see the child at that point. We have 4 classroom teachers that have dug deep and helped out at a busy time of the year with script, outfits, lines, blocking, and a variety of other odds and ends to make this performance a special experience as we're celebrating all the creative connections, the interdisciplinary connections, how music makes us whole as we go through our creative lives. These 4 people are Mrs. Sadowski, Mrs. Dworak, Mrs. Lusbrock, Mrs. Nestrud. Let's welcome them and our 3rd grade performers.
program. We are going to take you on a musical journey through our music standards and the connection we make in our other classes.
Each class will perform a special song and work instruments.
We will share how the instruments are helping us through the process of reading and creating music. Learning to compose music is one of our standards.
We will also be telling you about famous composers and some interesting stories of their lives.
As we're in STEM and science classroom, we know that many of these principles are also in the music classroom.
So much of our world is interconnected.
This next song of ours sings of our creative connections and how our planet Earth is a ship that is our home.
Our class features song, Night Song, helps us learn how to read music.
We learn to count the rhythm of the quarter notes and half notes.
We learn to read the notes on the treble clef for the sake of the lines.
Every good bird does fly, which helps us remember the names of the lines E, G, B, D, F. And the space is spelled fifth, F-A-C-E.
For this song, we are playing instruments that are new to us, including the vibraslack, Joya tubes, and finger cymbals.
In our third grade math class, we've been learning about fractions. We use fractions in music as well.
Our math standards have us solving equations with time.
This next piece of music will last 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
If we start at 1:42, what time do you think we will end? The Night Song is a German folk song that sings a warm summer moonlight night.
After our cold, long winter, we are happy to listen for crickets versus snow clouds.
The first thing we do when we learn a new piece of music is start with our rhythm.
music we are playing.
The top number tells us how many beats are in a measure.
The bottom number tells us which note gets the beat.
Here is an example of a musical fraction. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. 1 quarter is 1/4 of a dollar. In music, there are 4 chord notes and 1 whole note, so a chord note is 1/4 of a whole note.
In music class, we have been working on Orff instruments and tons of other instruments.
We have learned many rules for playing the Orff instruments, which help to make a good sound.
Such as playing the central harmony.
And keeping a steady tempo. Keeping our hands off the head of the mallet. Letting the notes bounce. Holding the mallets like the handlebars of a bike.
The last song piece round is a musical round. In a round, we split the classes up into 2 groups. One group starting first, and the next group singing the same thing but starting later.
This is challenging and helps us develop our singing skills.
Our class features song Frog in the Meadow is 8 measures. Look and see if you can count 4 measures in each of the 2 lines of this piece.
This song is an American spiritual song that has been sung by many people for many, many years.
Frogs are amphibians that serve as tadpoles swimming around, and they turn to frogs and jump on land. Can you hear the frogs jumping in the song?
The melody for this song is played on the steel drum. Listen to it now. It was created in the Communion Islands or Trinidad and Tobago from surplus oil drums after World War II.
See if we can hear this instrument in our song.
One of our instruments is shaped like a frog. It kind of sounds like a frog. It's a rasp. We call it a frog rasp. Take a listen.
One of the state and national standards for music education is teaching us the fundamentals of composing music. Being creative is a skill that we can all develop.
This part of our brain needs to be developed as much as our efforts to store knowledge.
Our creative process starts with our improvising melodies on our org instruments.
We began simply with 4 measures and 5 notes.
Once we improvised a melody that we enjoy playing and hearing, we then worked to write this melody down.
We use the same 5 notes of the org instruments with half notes, quarter notes, or eighth notes. Using the code books, we write a song using notation software that lets us hear what we have composed and saves our composition to the cloud.
This time lets us have fun working on saying peace from home.
Improvising, reading, singing, playing instruments, and writing music are all interconnected.
Here's an example of our composition.
We have used org instruments this year as we learn to read music, improvise, and compose.
These instruments are named after the composer Carl Orff, who created a method of music teaching using these melodic percussion instruments.
We will continue our work composing each year at OH Anderson, adding in more musical elements.
We have limited the note values in our compositions to whole notes and whole rests that receive 4 beats,
And half notes and half rests that receive 2 beats.
and quarter notes and quarter rests that all receive 1 beat. These notes go on the triple clef staff by each measure and separated by bar line.
Once the notes are in the staff, we add dynamic to the play we have a song to play.
Another way we can develop our singing skills is by singing partner songs.
Partner songs are melodies when you sing together make harmony.
Singing these songs together help us develop our vocal independence and tonal memory.
See if you can hear each of these 3 partner songs, Brother Roy about Diva Mice and Frere Jacques, as we sing them together at the end of the song.
Each song is called The 8 is Falling Down.
Once we have clapped and counted the rhythm of the song, then we clap and say the names of the notes.
We learn the notes of lines and bases of the treble clef in order to play the notes G, A, and B.
Did you know the notes that we play spell the word big? B-A-G.
With our feature song, we have added many instruments to make a full orchestration.
Such as the rain stick, bass bar, spring drum, ocean drum, and the colossal.
Our class will now play Rain is Falling Down.
This song is about rain in the spring.
Do you think our song will make it rain outside?
lives.
George Friedrich Handel lived in England and loved to write music for Big Bird. Do you like the fireworks on 4th of July? Well, that's nothing compared to the celebration that he had with the royal fireworks and water music that he composed.
Johann Sebastian Bach is said to be the greatest composer who ever lived.
He was a German composer who had 20 children. Many were also famous composers.
Franz Joseph Haydn was a German composer, the father of the symphony, and had a great sense of humor. He also wrote the Surprise Symphony.
He invented the string quartet, more music than anyone.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a gifted child, started performing on the piano and violin around Europe with his father as a kid.
As an Austrian composer, he was a genius. Music flowed from his thoughts to the paper very quickly without mistakes or corrections.
He was reckless with money and lifestyle, and he died at the early age of 35.
You may remember his compositions, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Eine kleine Nachtmusik.
Can you imagine composing music and not being able to hear it? That was like being a chef and not being able to taste it.
Ludwig van Beethoven was a German composer. He was deaf for the last 25 years of his life as he composed. Claire Schumann was a very good German composer and pianist.
She had to use a man's name when signing the music in order to get it published. Her husband was Robert Schumann.
Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky was a famous Russian composer. You might remember him for composing the Nutcracker Suite. He also wrote to other ballets, including Swan Lake and Sleeping Beauty.
He was bullied by people for being different, but found that making music made him happy.
One of the most famous American composers is Aaron Copland.
Many of his musical themes can be heard in commercials as well as the concert hall.
Our next song, How Can I Keep From Singing, is an Irish Celtic folk song.
The word of the song is how much one sing can be.
Our glad featured song, Sarah Spada, that we will sing today is a fun song to sing.
It sounds like it's from a different language and it's a Dutch thing.
But the words to this song means absolutely nothing. It is full of nonsense words.
We will be playing some extra special instruments today, including
The Wiro, which is a raft that is played by rubbing a mallet over its ribs.
Maracas are shakers and have beads or seeds inside to make a rattle sound.
Claves are two sticks that hit each other to make a sound.
This piece is a 4/4 time and has 4 beats in each measure, as you can see in the time signature.
This is an AB form and the last section repeats.
Engineering, math, or STEM can be also called STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
There's a nice overlap of concepts that we learn in the music classroom and science class.
We have learned length can affect pitch. This is asked of ours longer notes or lower note, or lower pitch.
We have learned that sound is a form of energy that moves through the air.
Just like water can have waves that move out from a dropping rock, sound waves move out from the sound source and are picked up by the ear.
Our social studies standards cover invention and inventors.
The invention of various instruments through history have had dramatic impacts on music making. The piano or the pianoforte was the first keyboard instrument that could play loud and soft sounds by changing how hard the player taps the keys. Electrifying the guitar made it possible for the soft instrument that can be heard in large audiences. Music is woven into so many social settings. Music can help us relax, be happy, be sad, and have fun. This next song is a playground song that has been passed down for generations throughout our country. Pizza Pizza Daddy-O is played in a circle with kids taking turns leading various moves.
We have learned to identify methods of communication used by different people.
Music has functioned as a means in communication in many cultures' low history.
The talking drum is used in the African country. This drum is used to tell stories and learn truths.
The quartering flute is a handmade instrument used in the Anishinaabe tribe for a young man to let his young girlfriend know that he's in his
drill, and battle. In December, we learn different dances during the dance season.
These dances came from many cultures and social settings.
The German folk dance, the Hammerschminkgesellen, comes from Bavaria and gives the actions and sounds of a blacksmith hammering metal.
Watch how the two partners opposite of each other do the same dance but at different times.
Model, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Holding hands, step up, left. Step up, right. Bottom again, and go. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right hand start. Left hand start. Bottom again. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hands on shoulders, step up left. 8. Step up right. Everybody stop, face your eyes together, and let's all take a bow.
We have shared information about our music standards. We have explained how the organ instruments help us with our music reading skills.
As we learn to compose and study great composers and learn that music is a part of their lives. We have talked about music is starting to connect with other objects in school.
Our music is interconnected, our environment is interconnected, and our planet is interconnected.
Before we take our blue ball home, we'd like to recognize Mr. Smith for all the years he has been a teacher and to thank him for teaching us music.